Yo, what's good, family? How y'all doing? The last live got interrupted, but I wanted to make the title of the video more relevant to like most people's situations. Oh man, my eyes. Ooh. What's going on, family? How y'all doing? What's going on, fam? Oh boy, my eyes. How y'all doing, family? What's going on? We're gonna start in 1 minute and 30 seconds, family. Oh man. What's going on, fam? How y'all doing? How y'all day going? How y'all day going? How y'all day going? What's going on, family? Peace and love. Ash, I'm fine, family. How about yourself? I'm all good. What you trying to do with the 1099-C? John, what's up? What's up, bro? G Gotti, what's up, bro? Just working on things, man. What's good, fam? How you doing? Peace and love to y'all. What's going on? We're gonna start in about 10 seconds. We're gonna start in 10 seconds. What's going on? What's going on, fam? All right, we about to start right now. All right, look, so y'all notice that like how everything going right now in the States, like we going through a recession, we going through inflation, and on top of that, we going having all these wars and all that stuff. How's everybody holding up? Like what's really going on? Because most people that contact me, they going through a hard time. They barely can afford their way of living and stuff like that. So I wonder, like, what is y'all doing, like, as far as remedy wise? Like what is everybody doing? Like, what is one thing y'all doing to get rid of debt, get rid of like car notes, getting rid of little stuff like cell phone debt, credit card debt? What are y'all doing with it? Are y'all making discharge to it, or are y'all paying on it? This debt shit is crazy. It's crazy. But you know, it's always a remedy in the loophole to get rid of it. Right? Now, one way I found, right, to get rid of like credit card debt, most of the time, let's just say me, right? So let's just say if I racked up $30,000-$40,000 in credit card debt, and I truly don't have the funds to pay for it. Most of the time, when you're dealing with a lender, they give you up to 6 months to make payments towards the debt. And after you refuse to pay towards the debt, what they do is they sell the debt. So once the debt is sold to another person or another company, then that person takes on the original debt from your debt. I mean, the person who you got the debt from. But the best way I always tell people, you want to get rid of debt and they actually charged off and sold your debt, the best thing to do is file an FTC report to get rid of it. Because nowhere in hell that most people can't even maintain the conditions that's going on right now. You got people literally, like say for instance, right? I was telling my wife about it, right? So say if the average job paying $15 an hour, you do $15 an hour and you times that, let's just say you times that by 40 hours, right? And let's just say every week you'll walk away with $600. So 600 times 2 is 1,200. And if you times that by 4, that's 2,400. But the average rent in America for something decent is $2,000 and better, especially if you like in the Chicago area, you in the Florida area or stuff like that, it's $2,000. But remember, federal income taxes they take 30% of your check. So if you want to include state and federal taxes, that's 30% of your check. So 70% leave you what like $1,700 or $1,600 or something. So you talking about $1,600 or some dollars towards rent you couldn't even pay. So a lot of shit that like the way I really found out like how to get rich, or not even rich, like it ain't just about being rich. It's about being decent, like have stability, right? I just found out, okay, how can I make a lot of money without being the smartest person in the world? What if you're not an inventor? What if you're not a person that came up with an idea. What if you're not a mechanic? Let's say if you're not a bricklayer, what can you do to make a lot of money? And I said credit. Because it's not just credit cards you can get. It's so many damn loopholes with getting credit. Like say for instance, the auto loan play originally, right? When people get cars and everything like that, I found a loophole with the auto loan play. So because I looked at it like this, since every bank giving out the check for an auto loan, it's so sweet where you can make it like this. It could be a situation. Let's just say if your cousin owned a Porsche. Let's say if the Porsche is 80-some thousand. Now, he broke, you broke. He barely keeping up with that note. You ain't got no money, but you want to pay for it. You could take his VIN number, right? And when you go apply for a bank loan, let's just say Navy Fed, you can go straight to Navy Fed and apply for a loan. And then ask you what car you want, and it could be that car, year, make, model. And you could say you buying that car from an individual. And after you say you buying that from the individual, let's just say he won't, say if the car 80,000, he say, I want 64,000. So you put all the credentials in or whatever the case might be, the bank run that VIN number, right? Boom, you click submit. It takes about 30 seconds to come back. The bank come back, boom, approved. So now you just got approved for the 64,000, right? Now you just got approved for the 64,000. Now, when you go to the bank and pick up the check is gonna have your cousin name first, and it's gonna have your name second. Now I'm gonna tell you the loophole with it. Now, your cousin might have the check in his name and your name, but you can actually take it to your bank and cash it. And the way you take it to your bank and cash it is once you take that check into the bank and you cash it, right? So say the bank cash it, you got to put your cousin as an authorized signer because his name on the check as well. So boom, you put him as an authorized signer. So now you got 64,000, right? So you got that debt, and now the bank is going to require you to get the title for that car. Let's just say, hey, you don't get the title. You let your cousin keep his car, right? Now, the bank is going to be asking you for the monthly payment. So after 3 months, that's when they don't receive the title back, they're going to convert your loan into an unsecured personal loan. So say if your interest rate was 4% or 8%, now your loan will be, let's just say 10%, right? Okay, they increased it. So you got $64,000 in your name, right, that you got access to. What else can you do? What the best thing to do would be to enhance your credit report even more, because this is the thing where I tell a lot of people, do not take that money and run off with it. It's cool if you could discharge or whatever, but if you're able to get 64,000 and you're able to make good payments towards the auto loan and everything like that, you take that money and all of your credentials and you do the same thing again. But as long as you're paying back the banks, your relationship with them and your credit criteria and everything like that is going to align. So when you go back and ask them, hey, I need another 60,000 or another 70,000 loan, the bank won't hesitate because they know that you pay back. Because one thing about debt, you have to learn how to use debt as far as like if you owe the bank or anything like that, you have to learn how to use debt and credit. And you also got to know how to multiply it into a business aspect. You just can't look at it like a quick come up. You can't look at it like I got 64,000. I'm just gonna burn it out. No, you want to keep that 64,000 and you want to keep the credit in rotation. Because if you get two $64,000 loans, you at how much you at? You at 128,000. So if you at 128,000, that's 10% down towards $1 million. Because if you take that 120,000, all you need is $1 million. You can get a loan to cost value loan. And that is when you want to build a home. Like say if you want to deal with construction or if you want to deal with like building a house, when they look over your credit report, if it's good, that's cool. And then they look at, do you have a down payment or cash money that you can put down towards a build? So even if you unexperienced, say for instance, they might say, I need 25%. So 25% towards 400,000 is 100. So you can put up $100,000 and the bank will give you back 300,000 to make a build. So say if you build a home and that same $400,000 house you built, you sold the house, let's just say 650,000. So 650,000, That's $250,000 profit. You get what I'm saying? That's including you paying off the employees and everything like that. So that I'm tackling everything within that $400,000 range, and you constantly using credit to get rich. You get what I'm saying? So if you dumb, not saying if you dumb, like if you like unaware of a lot of things and you not that educated, use credit, use the banks to your advantage. But understand this one thing: don't do anything to get greedy. Don't do anything to just come up and run off with it. Make sure that you very consistent. Make sure that you focused, because that 60,000 you can turn that into 120. That 120,000 you can turn that into $250,000. And then on top of that, you go right back to the bank that you got the loan from, and you can pay them off that 64,000. So guess what? After you pay them that 64,000, now you have a paid off vehicle on your credit report. You have a paid off vehicle on your credit report. Now you go back and say, hey man, you found another car and you got somebody that you're working with, and you went ahead and applied for a $100,000 loan. It won't be nothing to get. You won't be nothing to get a $100,000 loan, cash money. So you get a $100,000 loan, you put that in, and they convert it to an unsecured personal loan. You can run your play a billion times, and it don't end. That's the whole thing about it. It doesn't end. It doesn't end. You know, like I said, discharging debt is a good thing. You know, some people in tight situations, I can't blame others for doing certain things, but let's just say if you got a fresh start, make sure you build on it. If you're in a messed up position, make sure you discharge it by taking off your consumer report. Because if your debt. Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me right now, right? Okay, family. But yeah, so you know, don't be always quick to do it. And 1099s, you don't have to use a 1099. A 1099-C was like it was a method that you could use as far as discharging your debt, but there's many ways to do it. So when people dispute unrecognizable debt, if you never done business, let's just say with Co and Pro Collections, right? So if you never did business with this collection company, but they coming towards you with a debt, you can file an FTC report or you can file a police report. By filing a police report, you are declaring that the debt is fraudulent and you don't have any ownership over this debt because you never done business. Technically, you haven't done business with this debt collection companies. Therefore, since you haven't done business with this debt collection company, therefore it is fraud. You get what I'm saying? So in my situation, y'all, I never made a car note payment. You know, I still have the vehicle. I still own the vehicle. But at the same time, I feel like it was a good thing and a bad thing. Because now it's like, you lose some of your credit credentials, but at the same time, you gain a free car, right? So, but I use a number. I use my straw man number, which is my EIN number. I never use my social with it. So it's a big difference because having would have been I used my social, it could have been a bigger fight because one thing about debt, it's a hit or miss when you dispute it. Now you can dispute it all the way to the end, but it still might be a fight because certain debt is harder to take off than others. So if you stuck with an auto loan, let's say if the auto loan got a $70,000 balance on it, now you know damn well it's gonna be a fight. You know these people ain't just gonna say, "Oh, you got 70,000, it's okay, man." No, they're gonna take it all the way to the extreme. So if you got a vehicle out there and you still owe these people 70,000, they're not gonna stop, and it's gonna get to a point where you're gonna have to learn the process of how to hide your vehicle from skip tracing. What is skip tracing? How do banks find you and locate the item? You get what I'm saying? And that's one of the main things that a lot of people don't study. Like skip tracing, that shit is serious. Y'all think it's like for play? No. Skip tracing is serious, y'all. It is serious. Because one thing about skip tracing is a lot of times the banks can locate and find the individual basically by like a report. So look, let me explain how they find you, right? So one of the methods that a lot of lenders use, or a lot of skip tracers use to locate a debtor, is they check your social media. They check like what place you go, like who you be around, and etc. And they also check the place where you receive mail or actually live. So when they look through public records, they'll say, "Oh, he got a house here," or "He lived here." You get what I'm saying? So that's why it's very important to understand skip tracing and how it works, because you don't want to fall to a trap where your debtor actually get your stuff. Remember, I was telling you that I learned about this stuff because I'm actually in a repo group. So they tell us all the tricks and the trades of how skip tracing works. But one of the loopholes that I always know is that if you was to use a private plate, it wouldn't be easy to track you. Most people who I deal with are U.S. citizens, so they don't necessarily always agree with the right to travel. They don't understand it, so therefore they just follow the normal protocol. But those plates that y'all drive, those state plates, those are recognized. Those are recognized in the database. So once a repossession order goes out, it goes out on those plates. And when a repossession agent come across your plate, it's going to ring off. You get what I'm saying? Because you got to understand, they are scanning plates all day. That's all repossession trucks does. They go around city and they can scan up to 1,000 plates in a minute. Because say if you're in a parking lot, they just drive past, the scanner automatically scan your plates. They say, and soon they come across yours. Let's just say if you're on a repossession list, it say beep beep beep, and then they got verified event and they found your car. You get what I'm saying? So you gotta understand that. So if you had a private plate, they won't be able to track it like that. And the reason why I say you want to learn about repossession and everything like that, because I know most people want to keep their cars, because a person can lose a house, but imagine losing your car. Something that's mobile, something that you got access to, something that you actually need. Most people in situations like that. And if you want to get to a point where you don't want the lender to be involved at all, that's when you have to take the lender to court. And they call a court order title. And the way you get a court order title is you have to schedule a court date for the title. And once you schedule a court date, the lender or whoever is the lien holder of the title, they have to show up within a certain period of time. So if it's required for your lender to show up within 30 days, or a representative for your lender to show up in 30 days, if they decide to not show up to fight for the title, then the court will give you a court order title. So what that means is they're going to sign off and say you've been granted the title, and they're going to give you a court order. And once you take that court order to the DMV will release the lien from the vehicle database, and they will issue you a new title, and they will void out the original title. You get what I'm saying? So that's how it works. If you want to take them to court, you can. But it got to be. I think it got to be in a state where you got the title at. So if you live in Florida, you got to go to a court in Florida. If you live in Illinois, you got to go to a court in Illinois. So it depends on what state you live in. Yeah. So anyway, you can wherever you want to pay for your place at. You just got your car repoed? Yeah, I know. Never leave your car outside. Especially, this is one thing that a lot of people fail to realize, right? They think when they file bankruptcy, or if you file something like that, they think that's what keeps the lender away. It keeps them away temporarily, but they're going to come back to get their property, because it's free money. Like, if they see the car outside, they're going to take it. You get what I'm saying? They're going to take it. And trust me, the lender going to pay a lot of money, depending on what type of car it is, just to get it repoed back to the auction. Ain't that crazy? Picture paying on the car for 5 years, and these people just took your vehicle. You've been paying on it for 4, and you've been slipping up, and they took it, and it's gone forever. You never can get it back. That's crazy. It's a crazy story. That's why I say either you win or the banks win. The banks never lose. It's either they win or they write off. You get what I'm saying? So they never lose. Because a write-off is nothing but a tax credit. So you get that right back in the return. It's nothing for them. Now you lose. So if you had $100,000 Mercedes Benz and you paid $30,000 towards that Benz, and you couldn't pay the next note, that whole entire $30,000 is the bank's, and the bank is gonna resell the vehicle, and you stuck with nothing. Yeah, you can get your car back from the cops. The cops took my truck, and I got my truck back. I got it out of the investigative hold, and once I got it out of the investigative hold, I got it back just like that. I had a UCC claim on the account instead of the car itself. Yep. You gotta what you gotta do is they have a lien on it in the state, within the state. So since your lender got a lien on the vehicle, you gotta try your best to get that lien removed. Now the only way I know it's easy to get the lien removed if you take it to the court. Now you can do it the other way where you can get it done through the lender, but that's in my process. I got a process for that. But it's still like a little hassle because it's not that easy. Because most of the time the lender is not going to sign off on the lien release just because you called in. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I had to pay to get my car back from it being towed because it's been taken away from the order. It wasn't nothing really, you know. But yeah. Yeah, family, but you know, that's how it is. You know, this recession is real, y'all. Remember, you know, I offer services where I teach people how to check your credit criteria. You know, I look over your credit report. I look over how many accounts you have on your credit report. I look at how long of a history you have on your report. And also, I even look at negative effects like late payments or collections and stuff like that, or too many inquiries. And when I look over your credit report, I can tell you like, hey, you can get approved for this credit card, probably for this amount. You can get approved for this auto loan at this amount. You get approved for this personal loan at this amount. But I have to check over your credit criteria. So if any of you guys want me to check out credit report, and if y'all want to, because it comes with a consultation. So it's not like I just check your credit report and we done. What happened is you do the consultation. I look over your credit criteria. No, first I look over your credit criteria, then we do the consultation. And when I look over your credit report, I'm gonna tell you everything that I see fits. Now, some people I come across got suitable credit reports, meaning they got everything in place. They got the mortgage, they got an auto loan, they got a 5-6 credit cards, and I say you good to go. He'd be like, which bank? I'm gonna say I prefer you to be with this. Say PenFed. They giving away $50,000 in the personal loan. You know, you got USAA Bank, they giving out $50,000 to $100,000. You get what I'm saying? You got banks like DCU Credit Union, they starting people off with $25,000 credit cards. You got Truist Bank, they got the $50,000 play. You got Truist Bank again, where they got 4 credit cards you can get with just with one inquiry, and you don't have to run your hard credit. You don't got to run that until actually they approve you. So once they approve you for 4 credit cards, all the 4 credit cards gonna pop up in one inquiry. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So that's a good deal. What you mean put it in the trust? The way you put it in the trust, you gotta rename the title. You gotta rechange it up. You gotta change it up. But you have to take the security interest off your vehicle first, because with that security interest, you can't alter the title unless you get a title bond. I got a title bond on my car. Now, filing a title bond is it's a high proof of ownership as well, because by showing a title bond, you showing that you got ownership over the car. Let me check. Yes. So if y'all want me to, I can check y'all credit criteria. Remember, hit me up at 224-463-1848, or hit me up at Dimona Estates, DIMONAESTATES @gmail.com. Dimona Estates, DIMONAESTATES @gmail.com, family. All right, I'm out. Peace and love, y'all. Remain focused.